Hey, what's up guys? This is Nate. Thanks for joining me on this beautiful sunny day here. Probably the last one we're gonna have for this year in the Midwest. So in today's video, I wanted to show you guys how I solved a problem. I know it's not an issue that a lot of people have out there, but there are those of us who have newer Model S's. And if you've had the idea of putting an aftermarket sound system into your new Tesla, you're gonna have a problem. And that's because most aftermarket sound systems, actually all of them that I've found, require a 12-volt turn-on signal for the amplifier. So I've always been a big bass head over the years. I've always had sound systems in my car since, I don't want to date myself, we'll say the 90s. And I wasn't going to give up my quality of sound that I wanted because of the new vehicle. So I wanted to figure out a way that I could get my subs and my amp into my new Model S. So if you want to hang out with me for the next few minutes, I'll go over this kind of custom closed loop circuit independent battery system that I developed. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to help you do the same on your car. Thanks. All right, guys, so here's my final solution that I came up with. What we have here is one 12-volt lithium-ion 100 amp hour battery. You can actually run these in parallel, so if you want to get even more music time, you can stack them up. They're like almost $300, and honestly, I haven't even killed this one yet, and I've probably played about 2.5 hours solid music on it. I usually keep it charged though. Really, I think it was pretty sufficient for what I needed. So I mounted it to a plate. The battery will come out. It's kind of being held in with these little feet. But everything else here is mounted. So we've got the amp, we've got the battery. This is a completely closed loop circuit. So let's take a look at some of the circuitry on the back side. So unfortunately, which some of you guys probably know with the newer Model S and Model X, there's no more 12-volt system at all in the car. There is, however, a cigarette lighter, or whatever you want to call it, auxiliary plug. It provides 15 volts, which is no good for amp turn-on line. It needs 12 volts. So what I did is I got this really cool little step-down transformer that receives 15 volts in from the cigarette lighter plug, and that obviously does not power the subs. That simply sends a little signal to the amplifier, tells it to turn on. So we get 15 volts in here. Out this other side turns into 12 volts, and then it runs into a 12-volt automotive relay that has a little electromagnetic contact in there. When it receives 12 volts of electricity, the contact closes, and that actually closes this 12-volt circuit that will tell the amp to turn on. So basically, when you leave the car and you close the door, as soon as you actually close the door and you're not sitting in the car, the auxiliary line turns off, the amp turns off. You can see that I've mounted a little battery meter on here. It's got 13.4 volts, about 100%. And I've hardwired the charger contacts in. Here's the charger here. You can pop it apart here, or you can simply just unplug it from the wall. It's charging right now. But yeah, this is my solution. Seems to work pretty well. I think this is gonna be the final version of it. Oh, and I put these little quick disconnects on here. So this is the power in coming from the cigarette lighter or the auxiliary plug. And then these are quick disconnects for my speakers. The actual subs will go into there. I've got two 10s. They'll go in together. So it delivers, like gonna be 2 ohms to the amp or 4 ohms. I don't remember how I wired it, but it's correct. You just click those in there, and then that's the leads for it. And then right here, this is gonna be the actual audio signal that comes from the existing car subwoofer. I did not have to cut anything for that. I simply pulled apart the harness, plugged 2 little leads into the like ports that are on there for the left and right channel, got a little adapter, and then here we go. So I'll show you guys what it looks like in the car. Okay guys, so here we are in the car. These are my 2 10-inch NVX subs. And underneath here is my closed loop system that I showed you guys on the workbench. Everything's all connected. I simply tapped into my existing sub line that's back in here, right into the harness. I didn't have to cut any wires or anything. And then up here is where we get the turn on voltage from my auxiliary line in the glove compartment. I'm sorry, in the center console. And I'll show you guys how to actually control it now from the on-screen controls. Okay guys, so here we are inside the car. I'm gonna go ahead and play some music to show you how the controls work. You can simply use the bass adjuster, and if you bring it all the way down to 0, it will completely turn the subs off. Obviously bring it all the way up, they go up all the way. Okay guys, if you have any other questions regarding how I put this together, any details I didn't cover, please go ahead and post those comments below and I'll do my best to help you out. But for this video, I think we're all set. Thanks for your time.